Finally. Oh my god, that was a long night. It's almost 6 a.m. I can finally get some No, not the power cut. Freddy, no, wait, Freddy! Let's be honest, when was the last time you watched a FNAF video that wasn't game theory? Possibly 4 or 5 months ago when Security Breach was released, maybe even longer? And don't worry, I am the exact same way. Even though I make FNAF content, I just don't enjoy watching it because it seems so boring and empty to me nowadays. My name is Puggo, and today we're talking about how one man got some criticism on a game and he turned it into one of the biggest horror franchises of all time. Pause. Now, just real quickly before we start, I'm so sorry. I just wanted to mention I'm going to be doing my very first live stream over on twitch.tv/PuggosPizzeria on April 30th at 12 PST. It would mean a lot if you would check it, but back to the normal video. Five Nights at Freddy's officially came out August 8th, 2014, and it is nearly 8 years old at this point, at the time of recording this video. And about 1 month later, that's when 9-year-old Puggo would find his favorite game of all time. I've always loved spooky and creepy things, such as Halloween and The Nightmare Before Christmas, so a game that puts you in a haunted abandoned Chuck E. Cheese was just all the right combinations of all my interests as a kid. The first FNAF game was a simplistic point-and-click horror game with just enough to bring to the table to be a functioning horror game, but just simple enough that it was nailed perfectly. You were dropped into a bleak, old, run-down security office as the new night guard, and it didn't have many horror elements compared to newer FNAF games. What it did, it nailed perfectly. With the low hum of the lights in the office fan, and the loud silence-breaking noise of Phone Guy and the haunting noises the animatronics make as they slowly make their way towards the office can be extremely... Come on, Freddy, you don't understand. I'm not William Afton, I'm his son Michael Afton. I only look similar because we were related, and also... Is somebody talking about the FNAF lore? And sometimes, nothing can be the scariest thing of all. Constantly checking the cameras and lights, expecting the animatronics to show up when they don't, can be even scarier than when they are supposed to pop up and you're not anticipating it. Slowly making yourself more scared every second, overthinking about what camera to check and where all 4 animatronics are can be even scarier than a jump scare. And I loved it. I loved the fear and the panic, but also the interest it gave me. Going to school and discussing with my friends about the new lore or Easter eggs we saw while watching the newest Markiplier or PewDiePie playthrough, and those are still some of my fondest memories to this day. Every day after school, I would come home and immediately rush to the computer and just watch hours and hours of new content, especially when FNAF 2 and FNAF 3 came out. Watching hours of videos about secret characters and loading screens, watching FNAF songs and animations, then going back to school the next morning just to discuss it with my classmates just makes me feel so nostalgic thinking about it. I remember having an argument with one of my classmates, Zachary, about if the purple guy was a real person or an animatronic in FNAF 2. And look who was right, Zach! Purple guy is a person! Go suck my fat dick! Even after hours I spent learning and trying to play the game, I could never even get past night 2. So I'll try and look up tutorials, and because of this, I found something even greater than what I was looking for. Ugh, who let this guy in? Wait. Do you want to hear my theory first?
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Game Theory, where fear is our middle name. Matthew Fear Patrick. It's a very strange name. Okay, I'll admit it, I didn't give Five Nights at Freddy's enough credit when it first came out. A few jump scares from creatures that, aren't that scary. People overreacting to it on YouTube, meh, pass. But then when I asked you about it, you showed overwhelming support for an episode on the game on Twitter, so I began to dig a little deeper. And what I found was some of the most interesting storytelling, most intriguing mysteries, and most disturbing events I'd read about in a long time.
I was never really a fan of FNAF gameplay videos. They were all the same to me after you've watched one of them. A YouTuber plays FNAF, gets jump scared, screams super loud, make it a 17-part series, and repeat. So instead, I focused more on the logical part of the fandom, the people that truly cared about the series, putting hours of time and effort into everything just to find any little bits of information or hidden lore that no one has yet discovered, mainly watching YouTubers such as Dawko, Smike, and Game Theory. And he was really different from the rest of the FNAF YouTubers. He took such time and effort into each video he made about the game, no matter if the theory was right or wrong. And I was just as passionate about the game as he was. And the more videos I watched from him, and the deeper I went into the Five Nights at Freddy's rabbit hole with this guy, Dawko. He was one of the most passionate FNAF fans back then, and he still is to this day. Even though he was just some teenager with a bad microphone and camera, it was still so interesting to watch all of his theory videos about every small detail in each and every FNAF game. For me personally, his videos were just perfect for me, to get me sucked in for hours on end, just listening to what Mangle is secretly saying or how Withered Foxy screams freedom in his jump scares. And then just because of his videos, it introduced me to fan games. Fan games were a whole part of the community that I never knew existed. Most fan games took the main base of FNAF, the point-and-click horror game, and either changed it or improved it, and offered so much more variety. If you were bored of the main games, at that point you didn't just have to replay them. You could download something new and fresh, like Five Nights at Flumpty's. If you got bored of that, you could download another one, such as Candies. There was endless options of fan games, and because of this, it led to some pretty incredible things being made. But the mystery and charm of fan games wore off quickly, with ones such as Five Nights at Treasure Islands and Five Nights at Thomas watering down the whole market. And after everything had been explored in the main 4 games and the series seemingly coming to an end, I got bored of the franchise and what it had to offer, and because of this, I left Scott an interesting comment on his YouTube channel, and I'll read that now. Why is FNAF ending? What was even in the box? You can't just end it on a question. I'm still so confused about so much, and I don't want it to be over. And well, thankfully for 10-year-old me, the games weren't over yet. But little did I know, as the series would continue, it would slowly start to feel less like Five Nights at Freddy's. But that begs the question, what is Five Nights at Freddy's? And for me, FNAF is the mystery of each teaser that Scott posted, and brightening the image or looking inside of the files to find some things hidden inside. It's playing each newest game and not knowing anything about the secrets that lie within. It's the pure anxiety you feel as Phone Guy jankily explains how to play the game as Freddy and his friends in their new looks slowly creep towards you in your small office where you're unable to run. The memories I cherish most from this game is the unknown, the pure fear you feel on your very first night staring into the unknown. When the game is simple, when life was simple too. Back then, there was nothing really to worry about. School was actually fun. The most I was worried about if my mom packed me candy in my lunch or what homework I had to finish that day. I had nothing to dedicate time to like I do now. I spent all my time on video games and YouTube, and I was happy. I had no worries, and I was just starting to post videos on my first YouTube channel, and only then because the inspiration I got from watching other YouTubers. And looking back, the simplicity and the bare bones version of the first FNAF game really coincided with the simplicity of my life. And as I got older, Five Nights at Freddy's got older too. With new games each year, that felt like they slowly strayed away from the core elements of what made the first game so special, and now the newest game, Security Breach, and the games just haven't felt the same way since 2017. And then all of a sudden, you're put into a new game. It gives you fear, but the fear that you missed. After becoming so dulled to the scares of FNAF over the years, this game gives you that pure fear, that adrenaline rush you missed for so long. Steel Wolf Studios' Five Nights at Freddy's Virtual Reality. Now, I don't know much about what contributes to fear, but there's something about it that truly makes it special. Maybe it's the first 3 original games remastered that I have hazy memories with, or maybe it's the same games that I've come to know and love over the years that still give me new scares, which is calming in a sense. But maybe it's not the games at all. Maybe the first time I played them, sure, I was scared a little, but it didn't push me away from them. The scares were nothing special to me as a kid, as they were just simple jump scares. They were scary in the moment, but they had no long-lasting effects on me. But for me, the special thing is the memories I have with it. With each new game, no matter how good, bad, buggy, or polished, I still draw back to the mystery of Five Nights at Freddy's, and that will always be special. And when I started playing Security Breach, as I loaded up for the first time wandering around the new map, I was hit with mystery. For just a few moments, I felt like I was 8 again, trying to find Easter eggs and hidden things I used to so many years ago. The mystery is what brings back all those warm memories. It's what brings back Five Nights at Freddy's. Today, my old computer sits atop my closet shelves, not seeing the light of day for many years. Next to it are some of my old Minecraft items. As well as FNAF, I enjoyed Minecraft and made videos on it on my old YouTube channel. Right now, you're watching some gameplay from one of the very first videos I ever posted to YouTube. I know it's bad, and everyone has to start somewhere, and this was my start. This was my introduction into the world of YouTube. Even though my computer is old and damaged, and after being dropped and hit quite repeatedly, I still keep it around. And because of all the old memories I had with it, for the first time in years, I decided to boot it up. And after years it sat there, my favorite FNAF game of all time, FNAF World. This game always had a very special place in my heart. So many years of memories I had with it. Whenever I would play it, I almost feel like a kid again. And I opened it up, and I saw that it was all gone. My old saves I had of the game weren't there anymore, and that really hurt. I put so much time into this game, beating it over and over and over again. And now the only proof I had it ever existed are in my memories. But there was one place. My old YouTube channel, Kellen's Arcade. I tried to start a series playing games there, and even though I never got around to finishing it, those uploads have stayed there, laying dormant in the privated section of my channel, and watching them flooded me with old memories from when I was younger, when I was happy. And then that warm, cheery FNAF music faded in, as I remembered the happy times I had with this game, with Five Nights at Freddy's.
Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier and welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's.
Freddy's Fraz Bears Pizza, so help wanted. Alright.
What I need to do?